What's on, where, and when. It's the Talk of Nelson. NBS Talk Nelson.
NBS has been supporting us, and that putia, the money that comes into our club, goes into all the things that help our club run. Banking for life, we view that as ka pai ki muri, ka pai ki mua, ka pai ngā mea katoa.
Welcome back to another edition of Football Focus, all things football on the top of the South, and we're back at the Turf Hotel. We had a little bit of a breakaway last week. Went to the Nelson Suburbs club rooms with the local tournament on, and is that tournament still going, Neil? Or?
Yeah, that was younger ones. That was a community cup, so that one's
finished.
Oh
yes, that's right.
We're now doing the 14s down there this week.
Oh wow!
So yeah, we've got some teams from FC Nelson, Richmond, and Nelson Suburbs, Golden Bay, and also Motueka down there playing this week.
Oh,
so
awesome!
Football all over the holidays, been brilliant.
Jeez, it's busy. It keeps the kids occupied, that's for sure. We're joined this week by Davor Tavich, who is the Director of Football and Head Coach of the men's First Division side of FC Nelson. Great to have you here, Davor.
Morning, Chris. Good to be here.
We've had your name on the cards for quite a while, actually, so it's great to finally be able to get you in here. Tell us, first of all, Davor, a little bit about your background. So can you tell us where football started for you?
I started back home in Croatia, in Split, as a young lad, 9, I believe I was, 10, with Hajduk Split. I had started training there with the academy for probably 7-8 years. And then after that, as it is in Europe, very hard to break into some professional football there. So Army came along, and then after that was all the way to New Zealand to play a bit of football down here. So yeah.
So, and I was going to say, I played for Brumby United in Western Australia, and there was a Croatian community there, a bit of a Serbian community as well. And geez, the football standard, those guys are very skillful, very tough physical players. So the standard that you'd have to play against there would be quite high, I would imagine. Is that right?
In Croatia?
Yeah.
Yes, yeah, very technically, very gifted players, good academies. The boys and girls come through very good academies with the top class coaching, and today is probably one of the best academy setups in Europe that we have in Croatia. So yeah, technically very good, physically very strong, very fast, generally very big people in Croatia. So yeah, combine that on the football field, very good players.
Yeah. So how did that transition to come to New Zealand come about? How did that come about for you?
Well, it was for me. I just felt it was time to leave Croatia, to leave Split, and then my friend was already in Auckland, in New Zealand, and he said, "Come over and play some football." So I came in '89, played for Central back then, and then from then on was all moving around Auckland. I spent maybe 10 years in Auckland, working and playing as it was at the time. Pepetoi, Takapuna, Manukau United. And then moved down south. So yeah, it was my first years were playing wise in Auckland.
Yeah, right. So what made you go down south? And tell us about some of the clubs you've played for down these parts.
It's just life, really.
Yeah.
More than anything. Firstly, I went down further south to Wellington from Auckland. Played for Lower Hutt for a little while. Then to Christchurch, played for Christchurch United. Again, I'm going back a few years now, early 2000s sort of thing. And then after Christchurch was Nelson. So I played for Nelson Suburbs for a little bit and for FC Nelson. So yeah, it was just one of those life football journeys that a lot of us.
You start meeting people and
that's
those connections.
Yeah, just move around.
So how'd that connection come around with Nelson Suburbs? Who was coaching then?
Who was my first coach? The suburbs, Slotsy, Slotman.
Oh, was it? Yeah, right. Dom
yeah.
Slotman.
I played for the reserves at suburbs, and then with John Bryden and Crichton, they were the first team coaches. I played a few games for the mainland team.
Yeah.
But they were, I just went there and I just played, and they liked what they seen, so I stuck around. But I was already 42 years old by then, so I was pretty much on the way out, well and truly on the way out.
So when you were playing for the Auckland clubs and Lower Hutt and Christchurch United, was it a national league around
Back
then?
then it was.
It
The
was,
National
yeah.
League was the same setup as it is now.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
we've done the full circle, really going back to 30 years ago. The
Yes.
setup. When I played for Pep Toy, it was part of the Northern League, National League setup.
Yeah, yeah,
Back then
right.
in the early 90s, mid 90s.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And so traditionally, what I've noticed you at FC and one or two other clubs that always tended to be in the midfield. Has that been your domain, or where did you normally play?
Normally midfield, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Normally midfield, sort of attacking midfield. That was where I felt the most comfortable. Yeah.
You obviously got good peripheral vision, because in the midfield you've got to see it from all angles and then know to turn and where to put the ball. Don't you?
Yeah, no, yeah. I used to, yeah. Not anymore. I hardly have any vision at all. Yeah. Back then it was good.
So you sort of pride your game on distribution. Was that your game, or did you tend to sort of hang on to the ball and take players on?
No, yeah, distribution more
Yeah.
than dribbling and holding on to it. Yeah. I like to move it nice and fast. Forward preferably. But yeah, I was never a good dribbler. I was never a juggler. I was just control pass sort of a player. Simple football.
Nice. That's the kind of midfielder we want, isn't
Yeah,
it?
there were a couple of them now.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. You
Yeah.
never know.
Yeah.
Where did you, Davor?
Sorry.
You're available this weekend.
Masters. Old
Yeah.
Masters.
Oh. So then, I mean, I met you through FC Nelson, so you played a bit with Nelson Suburbs. So
Yeah.
how'd that connection come around with FC Nelson?
I same again, people and your mates, and somebody, you have a beer with somebody, says, "I come and play for us for the season," and you say, "Yeah, why not?" And then before you regret it, you already sign up. So
Yeah.
but I had quite a few good friends around FC Nelson, and my age, so we all end up playing and socializing after and
Yeah.
before the game, and there was more than anything really, just mateship and friendship that made me go to FC Nelson and play football there.
So how did the coaching come about? Because I remember you taking on the college side, but when did coaching start for you?
I started coaching when I was in Auckland. Yeah, I think my first youth coaching position was with Glenfield Rovers, and then I stayed with them for a little while, and then when I moved to Christchurch, I tried to coach down there, but my after Auckland, I started seriously coaching in Wellington again with Lower Hutt. And then obviously coming down to Nelson, I started with George Campbell. He got me into Nelson Base Football Academy. And there was a start of sort of coaching around Nelson area.
You had some great success with the college side, so
Yes,
that was
yeah,
a pretty full-on gig. Yeah.
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 I was full-time 5 years with Nelson College. So
Yeah.
that was nice. I enjoyed it. A lot of good people, a lot of great talent. School with a lot of good talent in any sport, but football, obviously my priority. A lot of those boys still play football on a high level, and then it's good to see I bumped into them like Wellington or Auckland or Christchurch. They're pretty much everywhere studied or carried on living there. But yeah, it was great 5 years, and we've had a fair bit of success in those 5 years.
Taking out some national titles. So, and then you've had some time with some senior club coaching roles. So you took on a Tasman United coaching role when that was around as well, but one or two other senior clubs, Northern Wellington. So can you tell us about some of those clubs that you've been involved in?
I went to, I've been involved with Tasman.
Yes.
And then Wairarapa for a season. There was through Paul Eiffel. And there was just the COVID, first year of COVID, I think it was. Then I came back to FC Nelson for a year, and then gone back north to North Wellington for a couple of seasons. And then I came back last year
Yeah.
and then back to FC Nelson.
Yeah,
again.
so you've kind of gone full circles now,
Yeah.
and in a way, you've taken on the role. You've taken over from Bridie as first div, and he's taken the reserve side, which is, geez, a pretty good coaching combination there. So,
Yeah.
but it's a very young side when you look at the guys playing that first division now. They're quite young, so you've kind of gone back full circle into development in a way, and you've also taken on the role of club development officer, or is that the official name of it now? A director of
Well,
football.
no, yeah,
Director of
they have a lot
football.
of those
That's
names,
what. So tell us about how that season's gone for you, and how you're finding things with back coaching the younger fellas again.
No, it's been good. Like, I think traditionally there's a lot of talent in Nelson region, Nelson area, in the city. They're very keen to learn, and they work really hard. And most of them are, around college age or just out of college. And then we combine that with community players like Achim players and Karini players, Nepalese players. And it becomes a really good squad, really good, talented, technically very good players. So we have a challenge now. Obviously, been a first year of this kind of mix when we try to develop and get a result, obviously at the same time.
Yeah.
It's been challenging, but everybody's working really hard, and I'm enjoying my time back at FCNS. I'm coaching there, and it's been great.
I've watched them a couple of times. Some good football being played, young side, but Rangers is the challenge, isn't it, this season? But but you're up there, you're up near the top, so you'd have to say a pretty good season so far.
Yeah, so far it's been good. Yeah, we had I think like any other club, we had disruption with rain and with illness, and there's some bugs around with flu and whatnot. But so preparations we on weekly basis is not 100%. But as I said, everybody's in the same boat, so we just rolling with it. But yeah, we up thereabouts first and second. The aim is obviously to come first. So we see this Saturday is a trip to Blenheim.
Yes, that's right.
A big game for us. We have few boys away and missing through illness and injuries, and we had a red card a couple of weeks ago. So that's taken a very important player for us out for 3 games. So it will be challenged, but I think the boys are up for it. So
well, you played them last time, and actually. With the football you were playing, I thought you played Rangers off the park. That was at Guppy Park, and Rangers a fast side, but also quite physical. Some older players in there, but I thought the young boys stood up very good. But going over the hill, it's a different story, isn't it?
Yeah, it's good.
When you've got to put a team together and then take on Rangers at home, it's pretty tough, isn't it?
Yeah, it won't be easy. I mean, and obviously, I think they want to have in their mind put few things right from our first game, and I think they're looking to improve on their result. So I'm pretty sure if they haven't tried hard enough before, they'll definitely try very hard this time. But we're ready for it.
I mean, from a points perspective, Neil, it's going to be they'll want those 3 points, Rangers, won't they, to try and secure the league, won't they?
100%. They want to win it. They want to win the league every single year. So but I mean, you've done not too bad against them previously, so it should be a good game over there. The boys turn up, and hopefully can go over there and get a result. But what's your plans this year if you do win the league and for promotion? Are you still got Southern League ambitions down at the club? Are you still looking to?
Yes, I think that's the goal, really.
Yeah.
The club has that ambition. Obviously, there's a fair bit of work to be done around facilities and all the other requirements. But the committee and the club members, they seem to be keen and ready for it, and they seem to be prepared to put work and effort and money into it. And players want to play the highest possible level. That's always without a question. So the players will be ready and keen for it. But I mean, if it doesn't happen this year, again, it's a development. It's a pathways for the players and the club to learn from clubs like Nelson Suburbs. Then how much time and effort did you put in over the years, and where you are at now, it doesn't happen overnight. It takes a lot of time, a lot of hard work.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, even if you win the right, it's not that easy to knock off. I think
no.
Selwyn are sitting bottom of the league at the moment.
Yeah, at the
Well,
moment, yeah.
you've got to play Selwyn, and they're not outside, are they? So you've got to try and knock them off as well to get in. So
yeah,
it's not easy.
No.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if
tried
it's
three
just straight
times.
relegation now from Southern League, and then you play off
Oh, is
against
that right?
the
Yes.
Champions from
Christchurch.
Christchurch League.
So, I mean, there's a
Dunedin
possibility.
League.
There's a possibility there. So, I mean,
Yeah.
and I'm not sure again with the Nelson Div one, if Marlborough win it, if you guys can still have a crack if they don't want to do it, if they finish
I think
second.
that happened last
I
year.
think it
didn't
did happen. Yes.
Yeah, because last year we came third and we still
Yeah.
played it. So
Yeah.
Yeah. So if other teams don't want to do it, or
Yeah.
not in a position to do it, then
Yeah.
they possibly open it up to another team that does want to do it and
Yeah.
has the ambition. So there's still possibilities there for FC
Well,
Nelson.
yeah.
Wanaka aren't bottom, are they? They've been doing okay.
Yeah,
with some good results this
first-
season,
yeah.
and they won the right to get in. So.
Yeah, first year
Yeah.
in, and they've done really well. So I think
Yeah.
they're sitting mid-table at the moment. Give us a very good game at Saxton. So it shows that if if you've got the players to do it in first year in, you can definitely stay in.
And I think if some players have got that, if they've got that, as you point out, Davor, they've got that pathway, it'll attract one or two other players out of the woodwork, won't it? They'll see that as being a pathway potentially into being seen for a National League side or an underage or an age group New Zealand side. So now, Davor, busy schedule. It's great to have you in here, mate. We've been meaning to get you in here for a while, and it's great to hear about your background. We must get you in again with a bit more time and talk to you more about not only your background but also football in the region. But you got to shoot off to the next thing. So really appreciate
Thanks so much.
you coming in.
Appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
Good to be
mate.
Davor.
Well, there you
Thank
go. Davor Tavich, who is the football development officer and men's first coach at FC Nelson. Just a short time with him, but you can see quite a large football pedigree there.
Yeah, really interesting background, eh?
Yeah, playing, as you said, he came out in '89, so he's played a lot at that top level. And he also had a coaching role with Tasmania United.
Yeah,
and also now he's come back into the region to develop that role within FC Nelson. So, alongside Paul Bryden. So that's a pretty good combination.
Yeah,
and along with you and Skippy at Suburbs and Daryl Fenimore at Richmond, there's some good setups happening for the region. We must get him back in, not only to talk about some of his experiences in New Zealand football, but also just his thoughts maybe around the future of football within this region.
Yeah, absolutely. And good to hear a little bit more about him from his Tasman United time as well. He had a pretty successful time there, brought a lot of good players to the region to play in that National League setup at the time.
I mean, talks about his time in Croatia. It'd be nice to learn a bit more about that. But from my experience playing with, I was fortunately not against, but with some players from Serbia and Croatia, man, they're hard players. They're tough players. I don't know what the Sunday league's like over there. But
what was that? The raki? What was the drink you were having?
Oh, yes, that's right. Well, I was a senior player, and at the dawn of the club, Ivan Garrett would have this flagon, and I'd have to sit on the bench occasionally for first. I'm saying, Ivan, I'm not going to be able to cope out there. Not at my age. He said, just, you'll be fine. And then, there's an injury. And he'd pull out this flagon and he'd give you 2 shots of this stuff. And my body was numb, but I've never played so well in my life.
Might try and import some of that for half time.
Well, I don't encourage it for the, the age group teams, but but I just sense that, his style is, you got to play tough, you got to play strong, you've got to do the training, you've got to do the hard work, and that's the impression I get from Davor and his side.
100%.
And usually, if he gets that buy-in, they do well.
Yeah.
And the other thing I liked about him, certainly watching that Tasmania United time, was the defence pattern he used to have, the sliding defence pattern, very difficult to break down.
Yeah.
So defence seemed to be a key role. And then, of course, if you put players under pressure, they fold and you get your opportunities. So, Yeah, it's
Yeah, I
I'd
played
like to
under
talk to him
played under
more.
Davor at Nelson Suburbs.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was getting on, like Davor was mentioning earlier, I was getting a bit on in my time there as well, probably in my 40s as well, but probably the fittest I've ever been.
Is that right? You're
Probably
right, right.
one of the fittest the teams that Nelson Sub has put out, and we always talk about how good our fitness is this year with Kieran Beasley on board, but Davor had us absolutely flying. So fitness a big part of it as well for Davor.
Yeah.
Likes to mix in a bit of youth and experience with it, and that's what he did at Suburbs. He brought in, he was talking about his time at Nelson College with Matty Todd Smith, Bertie Fish, Atkin Cow, so really good quality players, and they'd all won the college championship
That's
that year.
right. That's right.
So good coach. And as I say, very well organised. He liked
Yeah.
his coach as well in the region, so good to have one of them in the region too.
And the thing is, if you're a player that doesn't want to put the work in,
no chance,
you,
no chance.
you're not going to. Yeah. So that top level, that's what you're going to have to do.
Yeah,
So
yeah, it definitely instilled that in us right from day one pre-season, and as you say, everyone buys into it, and good team spirit is all about that as well, and well organised, as I said. So stands you well for a good season when you've got all those things and ticking boxes.
Well, love to chat to him more. So we'll have to get him in another time.
Yeah.
Now, Nelson Pine Senior Women's League update. Well, there were no games again.
No.
Geez, what's going to happen this weekend? I think Golden Bay is going to. We're going to get a lot of rain on Friday.
Yeah,
aren't we?
no, it's Well, I was just Skippy's obviously in Christchurch at the moment, so just having a quick chat with Skip about a few things, and he was in the mainland office. So yeah, it's not looking particularly good for junior football, youth football, senior football at the moment. But they'll make a call a bit later on. But I think the plan is to get some football played at least. Definitely sort of women's Div 1, men's Div 1, obviously women's Southern League game on Sunday at Saxons as well, so we can't have any more cancellations on that, because obviously that Hallswell game for the women's Southern League game got postponed again. So yeah, it's a financial cost now. It's more than anything, apart from people not getting out there playing football. So particularly at that Southern League level. So I know that Southern football are sort of drained out of money now with cancellations and booking flights and bits and pieces like that. So we have to get the game on for the women this Sunday. So hopefully we get some football played. If it is a men's Div 1, women's Div 1, and maybe some other fixtures, then that's what we'll do. So there'll be a call later this week, but fingers crossed. We've just been they say every year there's just unusual rainfall, but it happens to be every single year now. So we spoke about it a couple of weeks ago on the podcast. We need to do something about the pitch situation here. We went down to Dunedin, and I was speaking to Liam McKendry down there, who's the competitions manager down in Dunedin, and with their two turfs, they had over 24 games played in those two turfs.
Oh, is that right?
From Thursday all the way through to, we played on the Saturday in a slot, and they just kept it going all the way through Sunday as well. So you can get the games done. It takes two turfs, but they got all their football played. They still had cancellations down there, but they get a vast majority of their football played. So yeah,
interesting.
It does make a difference.
Because the thing is, you don't necessarily need to play it all on a Saturday.
No,
so if
they play Thursday night, they start Thursday night, but they can, you know when it's coming.
Yeah,
you know when we've known for weeks and weeks and weeks this is going to be the case. You get the Met Service report, so you know what's coming. The guys down at look after the grounds know what's happening. So they just program it in. And if you have to start Thursday night, get it done, and all the way through to Sunday. Two pitches there to use.
Well, hockey do it, don't they? They keep saying that. They invested in that opportunity, and they can play during the week. And I doubt they have many cancellations.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's look at the fixtures, hopefully, for this weekend in the Women's League. Golden Bay Shield Maidens taking on Richmond Swans. That's at the Takaka Rec Ground, so that'd be pretty tough for the Swans.
It will be pretty tough for the Swans. I don't know what state Golden Bay's pitches will be in up there after the amount of rainfall they've had.
Golden Bay,
they got it even worse than us, I believe over there. So yeah, that'll be a pretty tough trip over there for the Swans. So Golden Bay at home if it gets on.
Nelson Suburbs Development taking on FC Nelson Diamonds at Saxon Field.
Yeah, you'd have to say the young girls at Nelson Suburbs have gone really well this year, scoring a lot of goals, and we mention it all the time. The FC Nelson Diamonds still sticking in there with the league, and turning up every week and enjoying themselves. So, but I think Suburbs will be too strong for them at home.
Mapua Cougars taking on Wakefield at a good one. Mapua Domain.
Yeah, that'll be an interesting one.
And but Mapua probably the middle of the table, quite a strong side, and Wakefield, first season, learning the ropes, and
good on them.
Hopefully the ladies are enjoying themselves.
Yeah, they are. Good on them
Yeah.
again. Just getting in the first season, so getting out there playing football, another team in the league. It's always good for the women's game, and but like you say, Mapu at home probably too strong as well for Wakefield, unfortunately.
Motueka Angels are hosting the Richmond Foxes.
Yeah.
That's at Memorial Park, and the Foxes still sitting at the top of the table, aren't they?
Foxes, yeah. You would imagine Foxes there.
Yeah, and the Breakers, it could be a duck pond, so they're probably quite happy that
there were no football down at the last time I drove past Tahuna, it was absolutely like a lake down there. So it's just unbelievable the weather we're getting at the moment. So.
Nelson men's first division, and we did talk to Davor about the team going over the hill. They're taking on Rangers, and as Davor pointed out, he's got some injuries,
sickness,
suspensions, and it's always tough to get a side together to go over the hill. So you'd have to say Rangers might be the favourite there, wouldn't they?
Just talking to Davor before the podcast there, he's just looking to get enough players over there at the moment, so it's going to be tough for them over there. Rangers are always difficult at home, looking to win the league, as we spoke about off the podcast. So unfortunately, I think Rangers might be too strong for them over there, but still, FC Nelson's still up there at the top there, thereabouts. So they haven't done too bad against them in previous games. So but I would take Rangers at home for that one.
Interesting matchup here. Smith and Sons Richmond taking on FC Nelson Karenni at Jubilee Park.
Yeah.
And so Karenni have had mixed results this year. I mean, they've had some good results or a good side, but this might be...
They turn up, they can put it on and play for sure. So that'll be an interesting matchup. Richmond at home, probably looking to get a win under their belts, but if Karenni turn up, I think Karenni could get the points there.
The reserves, it's a derby taking on the under-18s.
Yeah.
And actually, didn't the under-18s give them a hurry up by going in front first?
They did.
Yeah.
And they did get a hurry up as well by looks of things after that. So, we spoke about it, our under-18s, they're in there. They find it tough this year.
Yeah.
They probably shouldn't have been in Div 2 this year. That's what we did with those boys the previous year, Div 2, and then work their way up. So, but they'll go out and play, and it'll be played in the best spirit, reserves versus them. But reserves will win that game, we would thought. But, under 18s another year. Next year, they'll be way better for it next year with this experience and a bit of learning under their belts.
Well, apparently the reserves got a bit of a rev up, Skippy was saying, and but they never got a chance to play, so they're still internalising from that. So when they do go out, they'll be wanting to prove something.
Just unfortunate to see our young boys are coming up against them.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Well, Spring and Fern Tahuna, they had the bye,
Yep.
and I've picked out this men's second division match.
Mm-hmm.
It was in Davor's honour, actually, because Bridie's got the FC Nelson development side, and that's at Neil Park. It's 1 o'clock, but I have to say they're going to do it tough because Nelson Suburbs FC third 11, they're sitting top of the table at the moment.
Got some good boys in there. Hoddy's got some good lads in. Skippy won't be there this week. We'll be in Christchurch. So Nelson Suburbs, they're travelling really, really well. Danny Walsh, Hoddy, a few boys in.
the old fellas.
Good bunch of boys. So you
never know. Maybe Bridie can run them off the park.
You never know.
Who knows? The young boys will run them off the park. So, but sitting top of the table at the moment, so would be tough. Women's South Island League, and we're hoping to get some matches underway. More likely down south than up this way. So Roslyn Wakari are taking on Dunedin City Royals. On Saturday.
Football turf, we see. I think all the games will be at the turf down here.
Right.
So they'll just get the games cracked out. But Dunedin City Royals travelling really well in that league, sitting there top. So team to beat at the moment in the Women's South Island League. So I think Roslyn will find it pretty tough.
Universities of Canterbury have the bye. Horswell United, who actually they had a reasonable result recently, was it? I was just trying to remember, but they're taking on Kashmir Tech, so that's going to be tough. It is at Horswell Domain.
Yeah, but Kashmir Technical, Horswell down the bottom of the league there. So Cash Tech for me.
On Sunday, NW United taking on Otago University. It is at Tulip Park, but Otago doing well, aren't they?
Too strong. The two Southern teams were
Yep.
very strong this year. So yeah, Otago Uni for me for there.
And as you pointed out, Nelson Suburbs are going to try and get a home game away, 2:30 on Sunday. It's actually, the weather's looking a lot better on Sunday.
Yeah.
So the
Yeah, I
hope
know.
is that we do get that away, and Coastal Spirit can fly in.
Yeah, we'll get that on.
Yeah.
We have to get it on. As
Yeah.
simple as that. It has to be played. So hopefully we don't get too much rainfall Saturday, Sunday kickoff. So yeah, 2:30. So hopefully we get that one on, and yeah, hopefully the girls are going to find that one tough again. So Coastal Spirit, top team.
Talk to the council about playing it at Trafalgar Park.
Well, funny you mentioned that. I talked to Skippy earlier, and he's with her. We'll talk about it later with our Chatham Cup game. If there's anything,
Oh yeah,
anything a little bit,
yes,
maybe going chances of anything happening there, then there's the possibility that we can maybe play at Trafalgar Park if
big game.
If we can't get on at Saxons.
Then on Friday, actually a Friday game, Christchurch United taking on Ferrymead Bays.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah.
At United Sports Centre.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that you. Oh, sorry. Is that women's? Sorry, I've mucked that up. So men's
That's the men's
Southern
Southern
League, round
men's
13
Southern League.
fixtures.
Yep.
We've got Christchurch United on taking on Ferrymead Bays, United Sports Centre Park. Christchurch United.
Yeah, you would say so.
Too strong.
Christchurch United too strong. Yeah, come to that time of the season where they'll be looking to win it. So yeah, Christchurch United for me in that one.
Dunedin City Royals not having all their own way this season. I was just looking at the table, and in fact, they're sort of, middle of the table at the moment. So they're very strong last year. So they're taking on Nomads.
That'll be a cracking game. That'll be a really good game. Obviously, we played Dunedin last week in the Chatham Cup. So
yeah,
tough team to play at home down there in Dunedin.
Yeah.
Conditions can be pretty tough on the turf as well. So, but Nomads, if they turn up, they're a very good side. We always talk about how good young team Nomads are. So I think that'll be a great game. I think that'll be a good game. Picking one. Dunedin at home, probably. I would say they're so hard working, and they just don't stop. They just don't stop. So.
Universities of Canterbury taking on you guys. So that's at English Park, 2:45 on Saturday. That's going to be an interesting match, isn't it? Because, well, the guys, and we'll talk about the Chatham Cup game, but the guys will be on a high. And University of Canterbury, their season hasn't been the best, but they're young, they're fit, and they're fast.
Yep.
And you don't want to rest on your laurels, do you?
No,
Because you
definitely
definitely need 3 points.
Definitely not. And on English Park as well, it's not the best turf to play on. We find it difficult playing on there, if I'm going to be honest. So yeah, but we will, we'll take some confidence from last week. Obviously, we speak about taking a form on the road, which has been Achilles' heel this year. So we've won 2 games away in the Chatham Cup and drew one against Christchurch United, and that's on the points we got in the league. So we'll be looking to hang in the hunt and get a result down there, but you can't take them lightly, no matter where they are in the league. Good young fit team, but I fancy us this weekend to go down there and get a result.
Good stuff. And Cash Tech, well, they might be knocking on the door of National League if they carry on.
They had a little bit of momentum, didn't we, for the Coastal game, and they did 3-0 in the end, picked them to win that. So yeah, Cash Tech at home against Wanaka. You can't say they've pulled it back a little bit, and they'll be pushing for the top 2 spot now.
And Selwyn, who actually had a pretty good draw, I think it was Ferrymead maybe, taking on Coastal Spirit, but that might be a different kettle of fish against Coastal.
Again, that's on the Selwyn turf, which is a different turf again, really good surface to play on. I did watch that game of Selwyn and Bays on FIFA Plus. Selwyn very unlucky, hit the post, had a few opportunities as well, so could have got 3 points out of that game. But you'd imagine Coastal, as I said, this time of the season, any points, really.
Well, they really need to knock Cash Tech out the way.
Yeah, well, they've got to keep winning. They've got to keep winning. We've all got a tough run of games coming up again. We all play each other. So, yeah, points like that are vital.
Chatham Cup, and there you go. The odds were, all against you because, you had to fly all the way down to Dunedin, and then you take Dunedin City Royals on, who are a good side at home.
Yeah.
But you came away with the goods 1-0.
Yeah.
And was it Trevin Myers?
Trevin Myers, excellent free kick. Yep. Trevin got
free kick, was it?
Yeah, straight in there, direct free kick. So fantastic goal. We probably could have scored 1 or 2 more goals in that first half. We had some good opportunities. Good goalkeeper they have as well down there. But obviously 1-0, you get into the second half, longer game goes on, you just never know, don't you? But credit to the boys, they hung in there. battled it right to the very end. We knew before we going down there it's going to be a tough game. Dunedin knocked us out down there in the last round, last time in the Chatham Cup. So we're disappointed with that. So put a few rights to wrong, and boys are absolutely delighted at quarterfinals of the Chatham Cup. So fantastic for the club and for the region.
Absolutely. I mean, fantastic job you guys did, and that puts you in the quarterfinals.
Yeah.
And it was funny because I was talking to Skip last week, and I was saying, well, what happens if you do win? Because that might be a trip up to Auckland. Yeah. Just thinking about the money.
Yeah.
And he goes, oh, wouldn't it be great to get Birkenhead at home?
Yeah. rematch of the 2018 semi-final.
Yeah.
I was lucky enough to be part of that.
Right.
Skippy was playing. I was coaching with Bigsy. Fantastic day down at Saxon's. Birkenhead, brilliant team. Paul Hobson, smashing guy, very good coach, but a very good young team. So it'll be a challenge. We're sitting top of the Northern League at the moment.
Yeah.
So, but boys are buzzing. Boys are really happy, and they'll be up for that. So
how's it? So do we know a date? An actual date?
Yeah, we're just working through it at the moment. But at the moment, we're looking at the is it 26th of July is a Sunday or the 27th? Definitely the Sunday.
Yeah,
we've actually got the girls playing at home on a Sunday, 2:30 kickoff. So we're going to work with Birkenhead. They'll probably come down on the Saturday, I would have thought. So if we can get it on the Sunday, maybe 11:30, 11:45 kickoff, give us time for any extra time or penalties if it may go that far, and then hopefully get the girls on after us and make it a big day down at Saxon's for the men and women's team.
Fantastic.
So we've done that. The Dunedin game down there, we went with Origin Air, and a big shout to Origin. Absolutely fantastic. Brilliant service. Got all the way down there, 10:20 just above, just going past Oamaru, and we had to circle for 40 minutes because there was a plane coming out or something, and then there was a bit of fog, but they were excellent. So it didn't do our preparations much good. We got to the ground at sort of where did we get to the ground? I can't remember. 40 minutes before kickoff. We delayed it a little bit, so it was a bit of a rushed warm up. Referees chasing us about to get on the pitch to play and stuff like that. So take all that into consideration, and the result the boys got is absolutely fantastic. Big chuck up to Origin here. They were superb. Wish we could use them every single week. They were absolutely brilliant.
Oh, fantastic. Yeah. Good shout out to them. So as you point out, it's going to be on the 26th, 27th. It's going to be at Saxon Field, maybe Trafalgar Park.
Yeah, hopefully Saxon's Field. We want to play them at home.
Yeah.
Yes.
And taking on, the top of the Northern League, Birkenhead United. The other games, Fencibles United, they're an Auckland side.
Yeah.
I'd never really heard of them, but they play in Auckland versus the Eastern Suburbs. Mm-hmm. It's very Auckland dominated.
Yeah.
Western Suburbs taking on Wellington Olympic.
Yeah.
And then Christchurch United versus Auckland United.
Correct.
So some great games lined up, and just imagine.
Well,
yeah,
we've done it before. We've done it before.
Yeah, that's right.
I think on that run in 2018, we got a good run in that. I think I remember the only away game we got was FC 2011. I played in that game actually, and then we got East Coast Bays in the quarterfinals at Saxtons, and beat them. They were a very good side at the time, and then we got Birkenhead in the semi-finals and narrowly lost that game. So. Yeah, it's all there for the boys. They know what's at stake. We're in with the big boys now, so that's where you want to be. And they want to test themselves against the best. So we're going to be doing that.
Good stuff. Congratulations, well done, and we look forward to that. The FIFA Club World Cup. It's at the knockout stage, semi-finals, and now I think it's Fluminense. There you go.
Yeah.
They went down 2-0 to Chelsea. So Chelsea's in the final.
Good.
Finally some stuff for Chelsea to celebrate.
I think some of them would be just wanting to get home now. Aren't they going to start pre-season soon, aren't they?
I mean, big debate. There was apparently lots of debate about what's this World Cup thing all about, because
money.
Yeah, it must be, because the players, what about burnout? I suppose, you can give your younger, it depends where you put your efforts nowadays, because you have to pick your moments. Is it going to be the league this year? Is it going to be cups?
Yep.
When do we put our second string on? Mm-hmm. I suppose if you're trying to give your younger players game time, fair enough. But I mean, it's a lot of money to travel, and then what's it all for? And players need a rest; they need some time out. But there you go. So what have we got? We've got PSG versus Real Madrid. Mm-hmm. That is 7 a.m. tomorrow morning. That being a Thursday morning.
It'll be worth a watch. It'll be a good game.
Yeah, will be. PSG, you'd imagine, with their form, although Real Madrid full of stars, and but what a great final for Chelsea to be in, and that is on Monday 14th at 7 a.m. So
Fancy PSG.
yeah, you'd imagine the season they've had. I mean, they've already got the triple. Now they could potentially pick up the World Cup, Club Cup. The UEFA Women's Euro, that's been underway, and that runs through to the 27th of July. It's in Switzerland across 8 cities, 16 teams. And currently, England, they opened up with a loss, 2-1 against France. France would be a good side. So England in a bit of a panic. Spain thrashed Spain like the team, don't they?
Yeah, they
thrashed Belgium 6-2. And I think it was Portugal they beat 5-0.
Yeah, looking good, aren't they?
And then Germany defeated Poland. Well, consistent. Germany, they're always going to be there or thereabouts. And Norway being Switzerland 2-1. England in a bit of desperation.
Yeah, but I'm interested to see how they bounce back, because I think there's a bit of history made. I think is it right that they're the first champs ever to lose the opening game?
Oh, is that right?
I think it is.
Right.
I think it is, and I think that's her first loss as a coach as well. So, yeah, I'd be interested to see how they bounce back. I'm not, who have they got next? Netherlands.
England versus Netherlands. So, that's going to be tough. Denmark versus Sweden, and then you've got Germany, Denmark, and Poland, and Sweden. So, but I mean, it's not unheard of in Euros or World Cups for the favourite to lose the opening game. So.
Yeah,
who knows? And why should you watch? Well, it's first major tournament since 2022. It's enhanced by the VAR now.
I don't know if it is enhanced, but it's got VAR.
It's semi-automated offside using, I guess, AI technology. So
was that like Wimbledon, like a tennis?
Well, I think there's something in the ball or something. I don't know, but anyway, it could be a nightmare, but. A record £41 million prize pool, and 600,000 tickets have been sold.
Unbelievable.
So
football
just goes to show.
It's fantastic, and good to see them getting the prize money that they deserve as well. Probably not on par with the men, but getting closer and closer, which is only fair. I think.
At some point, there'll be an argument for equal pay. They've done it in tennis, I'm pretty sure. And
I think golf might be pretty close as well.
Yeah. I can't remember which sports it is. I know in New Zealand football they've done that. They've equalised pay, I'm pretty sure. Now the thing is, it's a bit like tennis, isn't it? Because sometimes you watch, men's tennis and they're just pinging at each other left, right, and centre, and the rallies are not so much. Whereas women's tennis play some great rallies, and so. It's sometimes like that with the rugby. I find sometimes women's rugby, a bit more exciting. Football is a bit more cagey, but perhaps women's football may be a little bit more open, free flow because men's defence is so strong, and sometimes it can be actually a more exciting game to watch.
Yeah, it can be. I watched a lot of that last tournament. Women's tournament and was it World Cup, and it was a fantastic tournament. Dutch were very good in that tournament, if I remember rightly. So so
what do I hear some voices on my head saying, what are you talking about, Butler? There'll be the old school, won't there?
Yeah,
they'll be saying, what the hell are you talking
times
about?
Times have changed, unfortunately.
got to stay up with the times, lads.
Don't we know?
All the evidence so far suggests that Portuguese footballer, now let me get this correct, Hugo Zota, is that right? Hugo Zota, who was the Liverpool player who unfortunately passed away in a motorcar incident with his brother. So all reports suggest that he was the driver, and I think we all know that the police are saying speed was involved, and so obviously speeding on the highway, tried to overtake or whatever happened, lost control and lost a great.
Yeah, just devastating news, really. 28 years old, him and his brother Andre. But what I've read, overtaken, kind of tyre blew out possibly.
No.
And absolutely disastrous. Fantastic footballer. Him and his brother plays professionally as well. Andre played in second division over there. So, I believe he was travelling back to get a ferry because he was advised by his doctor not to fly back to the UK. So, there's lots of little things that, have gone against it. So, just devastating, really. Fantastic footballer, as I said, and gone far too soon.
Yeah, absolutely. New Zealand football fixtures. Well, not really New Zealand football fixtures. Melbourne Victory taking on Wrexham this Saturday, 7:30 p.m. New Zealand kickoff. Or is that Australian? That might be Australian time. So check your times on that one. Sydney FC on Tuesday 15th. Wrexham don't get much of a rest. That's
plenty of players.
Yeah, that's good. They might need them.
Yeah,
by
they've
the
seen the
time
squad.
schedule.
There's some published on their Facebook. I keep up to date with about Wrexham. Quite enjoy some of their stuff. So
Yeah.
they're bringing a whole load of players. So plenty of games to play for. But really exciting times to get them out here.
And then on Saturday, 19th of July, taking on Wellington Phoenix, Sky Stadium. That's 5 o'clock, and I presume that's New Zealand time.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Brilliant.
All right, Neil, thanks very much, mate, and good luck. You'll get a game underway down in Christchurch at the very least, and taking on University of Canterbury and needing those 3 points.
Yeah, we've just got a quick rundown of the CIC if you want.
Yes, absolutely, 100%.
Obviously, we've got the tournament down there at Saxons last week and this week, but most of the teams have been away down at Christchurch International Cup, and also our girls were down at the Alan Fraser Memorial. So, we started off with the 14s down there. They only had one win in the tournament, so pretty disappointing trip for them, but they'll learn plenty for it. 15s won 4 from their 6 games. Down there, really unfortunate not to qualify at the group. I think we failed to qualify in goal difference, which was really unfortunate. George McCuskey getting an MVP and finally finished 11th. Bit of sad news there. Ollie Persico, one of our players, broke his leg during the tournament. So best wishes to Ollie.
Yeah.
We've been in touch with the family, and he's in good spirits. So
good.
But big shout out to Marlborough football. I think on the last podcast, somebody commented about look out for Marlborough in the 15s.
Yes.
They did very well, finished 4th overall, got to the semi-finals.
Wow.
So they must have a very good bunch over the hill there coming through. Gabriel Lamond, the goalkeeper, getting the Golden Glove for that tournament as well.
Wow.
So
Fantastic.
well done to Marlborough. Big buck up to them. So I think they have a lot of boys from the Marlborough Boys College feed through into the Rangers team. So the stocks are looking good over there at that level, 15. So another couple of years, there'll be 1 or 2 coming through into Div 1. 10s, they won the plate. So well done to the 10s. Nelson Suburbs 10s won the plate. And Zeke Harding, son of no other than Giza. He finished top goal scorer with 15 goals. So he's obviously not taking it, he's getting it from the old man, I wouldn't have thought. But well done to little Zeke.
Well, there's all those YouTube exercises he has to go through, so it's obviously paid off.
Yeah, our 11s finished 11th. 12s had a really good tournament, finished strong, winning penalties to finish 5th. So good tournaments all down. We've obviously got the 13s down there at the moment, so they're still playing. They've just started the other day, so I don't really have much information on it at the moment, but I'm sure Skippy will tell you how they got on when he comes back next week. Girls tournament, Alan Fraser Memorial, 12s, win a draw on day 1, qualified for the quarterfinals against Wanaka, which they won on penalties, so well done to them.
Oh, wow.
And they lost to Coastal in the semi-final, so they finished 4th, so well done to the 12s girls down there. 14s beat Cash Tech, highlight for them, 5-0 down there.
Wow.
So a fantastic result.
Yeah.
Won 4 out of 5 of the games and finished 3rd in the whole competition. So fantastic for the 14s girls. 17s, they won every single game before getting to take on Otakara in the quarter-final, and lost that, so finished 4th. And finally, our little number 9 under 9s went away for a little tournament down there for a great experience. Had some mixed results, but enjoyed the whole experience. Obviously down there with the families, real family occasion. All stayed together and had a really good time. And they finished 4th overall in their little tournament that they went to down there. So well done.
Don't forget if your club has got a side involved in any tournaments, feel free to update us on comments underneath the podcast here. So happy to hear from you about what's happening tournament-wise with age group football, but also any of the results that you do have. Yeah, fantastic.
Yeah, big shout out to especially the ones at Alan Fraser Memorial. Apparently it was absolute mud bath down there. So well done, Dave Capstick, Jill Morgan and Gary Hammond with the 3 girls teams down there. Baltic and Christchurch as usual for the Christchurch Cup, but all the kids have had a great time, and spoke about it before. They love the tournaments, getting away and being together. So yeah, good little round up there from both tournaments. So
good stuff, good memories. All right, thanks Neil. Good luck this weekend, and certainly looking forward to those plans against Birkenhead.
Yeah, look forward to it.
Big shout out to FC Nelson and Davor and Bridie and the crew out there. Great to hear from Davor. Local comp still heating up. We've still got the Chatham Cup alive. The Southern League's still going. And, of course, local leagues, cross fingers, we get some football this weekend. Huge thanks to the Turf Hotel. Must mention that it is jam night on Thursday night, 8 till 11. Friday, Gentle Giant from 9 p.m. Saturday, DJ Tripper. It's a retro party, so get out your retro gears. And on Sunday, it's the Mega Meat Raffle, $2,200. Make sure you get your tickets. I'm sure the rugby will be on as well. Check out their Facebook page for everything that's on and their website. Listen to us on Spotify, YouTube, our website, NBS Talk Nelson, and Talk Nelson Digital Radio. Don't forget, if you want to come on the show or be a sponsor, please do get in touch. That's it for this week. We'll catch you next week for more of Football Focus.
Cheers, mate. Good.
Talk Nelson Radio. It's the Talk of Nelson.